Weight loss with bariatric surgery varies, and each of the procedures is unique. There are lots of different ways that surgeons consider weight loss. There's total weight loss, there's percentage of body weight loss, and there's percentage of excess weight loss. Most surgeons will talk in percentage of excess weight loss. The body mass index is a calculator of just how obese or how overweight someone is. And your body mass index has to be 35 or above with a medical comorbidity to be able to qualify for surgery. That's roughly 70 pounds over ideal weight. When your body mass index is 40, you don't need to have the medical comorbidity anymore because you're at least 100 pounds overweight. But if you use those numbers, that's your excess weight. How much above your ideal weight you are is your excess weight. And most surgeons will talk about the procedures associated with what percentage of your excess weight will you lose. In the United States, the average American who has an adjustable gastric band will lose between 30 and 55% of their excess weight at 12 to 18 months. The specific number is 42.3% if you want the mean. However, things vary. If you have an average between 30 and 55%, that means there are people who reach 80% of their weight loss, but there's also people who only get to 10% of their weight loss. So averages are averages for a reason, and when there's a consideration or discussion with a patient during the course of surgery to try and figure out what is the right procedure, I will often fall back on the American averages to try to cite exactly where they might end up, where their averages would be if they had each procedure, to try and demonstrate to that individual, based on their body mass index and their extra weight, where they'll end up. If you talk about gastric sleeve surgery, the American average is about 65% of excess weight. With gastric bypass surgery, it's between 60 and 80% of excess weight. The procedures are different. The pace at which the weight comes off is different also. With a gastric band, it's slow weight loss. It's 1 pound to 2 pounds per week, and it's dependent upon the patient making good dietary choices and exercising and being very involved in their own weight loss process. They have to be their own advocate to be able to be successful. The band can be adjusted, and not every patient is the same, and people need adjustments at different paces and at different times during the course of their schedule. It's based on how you're performing clinically as to whether or not or when you need an adjustment. It isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. It's customizable and adjustable to each individual. Therefore, the weight loss pace and the weight loss degree varies to a certain extent. But if you look, at the end of the day, 12 to 18 months later, the average American reaches, by slow pace, between 30 and 55% of their excess weight. With the gastric sleeve surgery, the weight loss is much more rapid. The weight loss happens very quickly, and you lose about 10% of your overall body weight in the first month. That is a lot of weight in a short period of time. People are always worried whether they're going to feel feeble and sick during that period of time, but they don't. They take time to adjust to the differences in how they feel when they eat, and their weight comes off very quickly. There's an enormous effect on their diabetes control, an enormous effect shortly thereafter on their blood pressure control, and shortly after that, sleep apnea issues that happens with the procedure. Most of the time, the majority of the weight loss happens in the first 6 months, and then it tapers over the course of the next 6 months and the 6 months after that. And at the end of the day, it's about 65% of excess weight that comes off in the first 12 to 18 months. When you talk about gastric bypass has the highest weight loss percentage of all the procedures. It also has the most rapid weight loss associated with all the procedures. Most people will lose a little bit more than that 10% of their overall body weight over the course of the first month. It has a dramatic and rapid effect on diabetes. In fact, it's the most effective procedure that there is against diabetes of the three. The hypertension effects and the sleep apnea effects follow on much like the sleeve surgery. The weight loss happens very dramatically, and in the first 6 months, most people have lost almost 50% of their excess weight. Over the course of the next 6 months, if they continue to follow the lessons learned over the first 6 months, they'll continue to lose yet another big percentage of their overall weight loss. And at the end of 18 months, their body will stabilize out at approximately 60 to 80% of their excess weight.